City won the treble. Welcome back to another video. How you all doing, you beautiful people? It's been a long weekend. I've been away for a few days. I was at my best mate's wedding doing the best man thing for a couple of days. And honestly, I don't feel well. I'm really under the weather at the moment. I feel terrible. But I'm back at my laptop, back at my desk, and back making videos and back chatting to you guys. And hopefully I'll be 100% very, very soon. And I'll always be saying City won the treble. I wish I was hungover, Jake. I barely drank anything, mate. I barely drank anything at the wedding either because I'm on too many tablets at the moment, getting through it all. Lost my voice and everything. But either way, welcome back to another video. Manchester City, according to our very own Sam Lee, the City's Let Me Talk podcaster, of course, and the Athletics journalist, have bidded 25 million for Mateo Kovacic. And this has been also corroborated by Fabrizio Romano, of course, as well. This is a very interesting bit of news, and it could be the start of Manchester City's summer transfer window. Very, very interesting. I'll jump over to the article. I won't be able to read it because I'm not supposed to sign up currently, but Sam said 25 million bidding for Kovacic. City and Chelsea working towards an agreement. Fabrizio, of course, has also been covering it. Last night he said Chelsea and City are at the final stage of Kovacic deal. First approach was 25 million. Chelsea want at least 30 million euros. Personal terms are 100% agreed. Can only change if City decides to enter Declan Rice deal, where else will remain favourites. 15 minutes ago, he tweeted that as well. Like, just blew time, Croatia. He said Manchester City are closing the Kovacic deal. It's a matter of details as the agreement with Chelsea looks finally imminent. Understands City convinced to get done and sealed this week. Personal terms agreed 2 weeks ago. So that is a little bit of a bargain, isn't it? A really cheap player there. For a quality player. As you can see, I've got a cough, I'm so sorry. A really cheap deal for a very high quality player. Obviously a Croatian international, been at Chelsea for years now. Real Madrid, he won multiple Champions Leagues. A very smart signing. Even if people stay, like Bernardo, like Gundogan, I still think this would be a good signing. It'd be a very smart addition to this squad. Experience, ability, versatility, all the abilities. You know, there loads of potential for Manchester City to work and improve and even further under Guardiola. Of course, he is 29 years old, so he's not exactly like a spring bunny, but you know, in general, he's not. I wouldn't say he's too old, and I think his fitness is pretty good. And he would. I think what would actually be the appeal here for City would be the immediacy of which he would come into this Manchester City side and be a part of it. You know, like I think it's really obvious that he wouldn't take a long time to kind of like catch up to City's level, and you get a good free. Yeah, as Kevin said, maybe 4 or 5 years. Like, maybe 3 or 4, I reckon, at max. But either way, we know he has that quality. But in terms of the actual City side, like this City side where he'd fit in, you'd think, you'd see, obviously, like, if Bernardo potentially goes, you would see him come in for there. Or maybe Gundogan, potentially if he goes. And obviously, we're sort of covering our backs here a little bit. So to me, it feels like a very sensible potential signing, you know. I'm going to see Ruben moaning downstairs, and I think, is everything all right? All good downstairs. I was just texting the wife then. Like, I just heard Ruben, my little son, just shouting. So I was like, is everything all right, you know? And he's okay. All good. But yeah, I think in general, sorry for getting distracted for a second. I thought, what if Nicola right? What if Nicola's fallen? Basically, when you're your parent and you hear your son, you start to go, what if his mum's fallen over? Or what if this has happened? And, you know, see you ought to check. So that's what I was doing then. Anyway, but then basically, this is a potential signing that could allow us options in our squad, which I think it's a peak of his powers kind of signing. I think that's a sensible way of putting it to me. Like, I think he's injury prone. He's had a few injuries, but you know what I like about him in general is I like his attitude. He's really, really press resistant. We know that he keeps the ball really, really well, and his general work rate and determination. A massive, massive professional. Like a massive, massive professional. If he came into this Manchester City side, he would add more depth and more quality and more experience. And I think we're probably going to need that. I think in general, we're going to need high-quality players with a little bit of hunger to go and prove something again at this Manchester City side, because it's not going to be easy. It's not going to be easy to get these players going again. Now, of course, as well, you all did I had that news over the weekend. I've not been on video since because I was away at the wedding, my mate's wedding. But there was the Kyle Walker news. Now he could be staying again. But that was a good example of the crazy nature of football and how it comes and goes so quickly like that. But Kovacic, to me, is City looking for a smart deal in a window that could be very transformative. I do think that this one is something that we have to keep an eye on. I think it's going to happen. I think it suits everyone. Chelsea have got such a bloated squad these days that they need to move players. I think Kovacic would absolutely kill to play for this Manchester City side. I think he'd fit in as well. I also think Kovacic would get better. I think he'd get better. I know he's 29, but Fernandinho was... How old was Fernandinho when Guardiola joined? Like 30, 31 or something like that. He got better under Guardiola, and David Silva the same at the same time. Like, I think he would improve, and I think he was 28 when he joined Man City. Under Guardiola, I meant. So when he actually started playing under Guardiola, how old was he? And I knew he was 28 when he joined Man City, but like, what year was that? Was he 30? What year did he join Man City? Was he 13? He was 31. 31, yeah, I thought so, yeah. Was he 13, 14 in joined City? It was, yeah, 13, 14. So he was 31 basically when he joined. When he started coaching under Guardiola, and he went up another level again because he was fit, and these days it's not a big deal being 31. And I do think when you've got someone like Kovacic, he's 29 years old, that experience, he knows who he is, and I think there's a power in that. When you try and improve your general game, if you know who you are and you know your strengths and weaknesses, you can just improve like the fine details. And I think Guardiola would look at Kovacic and go, "You're really good at this. You're good at your ball retention. You're good at the quick, simple passes. You're good at recycling possession. But what if you did this a little bit? What if you started mastering those diagonals over the back line that Rodri's got good at, that Gundogan can do, that Fernandinho could? What if you start to get into those positions here and start getting some chances and actually scoring a few goals?" I think he would do that. He's just a very Guardiola kind of player. Like 29 these days is just not old. Like players play to mid-30s at a high level. And for 25 million, will it happen for 25 million? I don't know. It'll probably be around 30, pushing 30. To me, that is a good deal for a player of this quality. And it's not going to stop there as well. We know it's going to be a bit of an overhaul, potentially. Cancelo definitely will go. I think Laporte will want to go. Will he get a move? I don't know, but he'll want to go. Of course, as well, then there's the potential for Josko Vardiol coming in. Fabrizio said, as personal terms on the verge of being agreed as well. Negotiations needed with Leipzig as they want more than reported 80 million euros. Still hoping to keep Josko. They won't keep him. That's not going to happen. I think he will come Man City, actually. So, if you got, like, Vardiol and Kovacic in for 100 million combined, I think that would be really good business. I think it would. You get an experienced, multiple Champions League, high-level winning player in, and you'd get one of the best young defenders in world football. Like, to me, that would be a really, really, really bunch of a good... Those two would be good signings for that money, because you rarely get players, you have to look at it like... well, I guess... MCF Alex said it's going to be more like 110 or more for both. Well, they're saying, when you look at the actual fee, though, it says 80 million euros. So, what's 80 million euros? 80 euros. So, 80 euros to pounds is 68. So, 80 million euros is 68. Maybe it goes up to 75 million quid. So, like, maybe it goes up to 90 million euros, which would be... around 75. And then even then, Kovacic 25 million quid. You're still looking at 100 million pounds total in, which is a lot of quid, a lot of money. But at the same time, for those two, I would take it. Big love to Jeff, by the way, for becoming a member again. Thank you so much, Jeff. You're an absolute superstar. Welcome back to the UK Academy. Massively appreciate it, Jeff. You legend. Thank you so much, my friend. I hugely appreciate it. But hello to Michael Grasso as well, my friend. But I reckon that they would be really good signings there. I think they would be, those two. Then, of course, as well, you've got the likes of Walker. Do you think Walker's staying now? Because, of course, there's all that noise over the weekend about Walker going to Bayern Munich. I didn't get a chance to make a video about that, but that absolutely blew my mind. That was so random and so out of the blue that, I mean, it felt like a FIFA transfer, didn't it? It didn't feel normal. I think he stays now. Do we all think he stays now? It feels like it's pretty much going to happen. I I mean, it feels like it is gonna sort of end up him staying a little bit. Like, I mean, it would be. I wouldn't begrudge him it. The thing is, City have got a really interesting situation here, where a lot of these players are a little bit more senior and they've sort of completed football, like they have. Like, Mahrez has completed football, Walker's completed football. They all have. Everyone in that squad has completed football. Like, how do we motivate these players again to do wonderful things? Like, City won the treble. Always. I'm going to start every video with that for this season. Mark with a super chat says Alvarez to play quite a bit on the right next season. Maybe. I think he's more of a 10. I think he's playing off Haaland, but I think he'll be playing a lot more in general because he'll be more adapted. I think Alvarez, what he's got to improve is his close control. He's a little bit rash on the ball. If he improves his close control, then I think we'll see the best of him. But I think he will get more game time next season, almost certainly. It's a good point, Mark. I don't see Rice coming to Man City. I think the only way Rice would come in is if City all of a sudden received a good bid for Bernardo Silva. The problem we've got there is that could take time. Like, I think Arsenal are really aggressively trying to get the Declan Rice thing sorted because they understand that City could come in. And I think Declan Rice wants to play for Man City, but I think he'd choose Man City in a heartbeat, but I don't think City will get... I don't think City will go for him unless Bernardo goes. And I think Bernardo will take an awful long time. Sam Lee said today that Rice is only target Gundo leaves. Well, yeah, if one of Gundo Bernardo leaves, I think he comes in. But it's just one of those things where, well, I guess the only counter once again is that it's just that I guess we know that we're probably going to get what's it called? A decision on Gundogan inside the next few days or so. I think Gundogan will let us know if he's going to stay or not. I really got a feeling he will. But within the next few days, I think there'll be... I don't know. I don't see it dragging on into his summer holidays. I think he'll just make a decision whether he's going to stay. My instinct says he stays right now. I think that'd be the smart thing to do. I would love him to sign a couple of years. I would like to see a young player come in. I do think we need a bit of a refresh. Like, I don't know, like a Florian Wirtz or a Vega. Something like that would be excellent at Manchester City to come and kind of give us a little bit of an impetus. It does look like Romeo Lavia is going to Arsenal, which I'm devastated about. I really love Romeo Lavia. I think he's an absolute wonderful footballer. And I think he'll be an absolute wonderful signing for Arsenal. He's the kind of guy I'd love back, but City, for whatever reason, they're happy for him to move on, so be it. Patrick, the member chat, says... I'm excited for the refresh. I see Foden take another step into the middle, so expanding the team. Cover a smart business, Vardy longevity. Curious about the winger target. Same, mate. I do think we'll sign a winger, and I do think Mahrez will go. I think City are waiting to see who goes a little bit, but I think we should be a little bit more aggressive. But at the same time, how do you get the money in otherwise? We'll see. So I think Mahrez will go to Saudi, the Saudi side, one of them. Al Ali probably, potentially, or Al Ittihad. I don't know how it's pronounced. It'll probably go to one of them. And as for wingers, who knows who it could be. But Kovacic is almost certain. Oh, guys, I'm struggling. So basically, I've been ill for the past couple of weeks, and it got really bad, and like the energy levels are so weak. I'm burning up here. You can't tell, but I am burning up. Bernardo Mahrez leave. I can't wait to see Pep with another treble with a false right winger tactic, says Adam. Look, the thing is, he's right there. Like, I think Pep will find a way to motivate him. He'll get him going. I've got no doubts whatsoever that he'll find another way to get the players up for it. Like, I think we'll see some changes to the system, just because I think you have to. I don't think we're stupid that way. We have to just basically change the system a little bit. Maybe it'll be the year like Alvarez and Foden get more in the team, like, because I think Foden had a relatively peripheral feel to this City season. He did, like, he was involved a lot at the start, but I think he'll be one to be the guy driving us through the middle a little bit as KDB ages a tiny bit. I think we change the system a tiny bit. We see some players come in, and we see a different Manchester City side. It not necessarily always with the personnel, but the way that we play. And I think sometimes that is a good way of motivating the players. I think we will see some change. I think Rico Lewis will play a little bit more. I think he will do, actually. I think he'll slowly be edged in. Here's an early prediction for you. Calvin Phillips stays and actually has a pretty decent season. I don't know. You maybe think I'm talking crazy, but Guardiola, I think he'll whip the fuck into shape during preseason. I think he really will do. I think he will do. I think he'll stay and have a decent season. Maybe Peroni plays some games, as Patrick just mentioned. Maximo Peroni, if he doesn't go on loan. I think there's going to be a surprise or two. Maybe McAtee comes back and becomes a star. I think there's going to be something that surprises us to give us more of an impetus going forward. I just got sent some photos. That's great. I just got sent some photos by the producer of the Mayfield Depot. Good timing. Some at the Mayfield Depot when we were going on about when we won it and stuff like that. Literally right now it came through. God, we won the treble. We won the fucking treble. Lovely stuff. Problem with Calvin is Rodri is too good. Kevin, I agree, but I still think he'll get more minutes. I think we will do. Carlos Borges, I don't know. What's the rumours about him being the first team? I don't see it personally. The rumours are that he might go on loan, isn't it? The thing is, Carlos Borges, I reckon if we were going to see him, I think we would have seen him by now. I get the impression, for whatever reason, he's brilliant, but he's not a Guardiola kind of player. As Nam said, it doesn't feel like they trust him that way. Not that he's not good enough, but like so many players are great, but not necessarily always going to be City players. And I feel like he wants this control, and I think this is where Oscar Bob could come in. There were rumours the other day that Oscar Bob could get a chance, and Oscar Bob to me he's the kind of player I would expect Guardiola would like an awful lot more. He's very talented, very intelligent. And he could fit into this Manchester City team like a glove. Play left wing, plays a striker, plays a false nine, plays attacking midfielder, plays a left wing midfielder. He can play just about everywhere, and he'd be absolutely excellent. Like, I do trust someone like Oscar Bob to come in, and hopefully we'll see like a surprise or two next year. And that's what I'm looking forward to. I think Guardiola understands how much you've got to shake things up a tiny bit, and I think that's something that we're very good at. A little bit of rumours about Declan Rice. Fabs did say that West Ham expect City to enter the race. I think that is Gundo dependent or Bernardo dependent. And apparently we have showed interest in Napoli centre-back Kim Min-jae. Kim Min-jae, I think he's meant to be really good at him, isn't it? But I don't see that. He's got to go to Bayern Munich. We've got enough centre-backs, and Josko Gvardiol clearly is the one that we want. He is the one that we want. Sorry. Why am I thinking Greece? God, I am knackered. Oscar Bob season. Oscar Bob is great, by the way. I'd be buzzing for Oscar Bob. I really like Oscar Bob. He's the kind of guy that no one would really hear of. And all of a sudden, he'd just become a superstar because he's so smart. He's so smart. Trust me on that. Wonderful player. And by the way, I really like Jack Grealish defending himself. By the way, I saw the quotes from Jack Grealish earlier. He says about his drinking. He said, I've done something that comes around once in a lifetime. The last time it was done, I don't know when United did it, but it hasn't been done for ages. So why not celebrate that? Everyone was with me. I wasn't on my own going out with friends. I was with the whole Man City team. We enjoyed ourselves on Saturday, Sunday, Monday. The best weekend of my life. I just Champions League. I was so emotional. It's probably one of the biggest emotional I ever. Good on you, Jack. Whatever you do in life, there'll always be people in the background criticizing you. It's part and parcel of life. Obviously, I had a good weekend. It was the best weekend of my life. Good on you, man. Good on you. Good on you. I absolutely love that he's defending himself there, Jack Grealish, by the way. He should do. He did nothing wrong. Absolutely nothing wrong. Basically, he had a weekend bender with the boys. He's a mid-20s bloke. He's 27 years old. And he had a bender, basically, after the best... it's no different to a stag do, basically. Like, in terms of the actual mood of it. Like, instead of a mate getting married, he won the treble. And he went on a stag do. It's that kind of thing. It's like, I've been on stag do's and just drank all weekend, you know? I did it a few months back in Lisbon. Last year, but with one of my mates. So, like, what's the difference? It's just that, basically, isn't it? And good on him indeed. We've all done it without having to celebrate. Exactly. But he did it for an actual reason. I love Jack. I think he's ace. He's a good egg. I actually, do you know what? Yeah, I am exhausted right now and I'm tired. But I can't wait for next season. I think there's going to be some surprises. Like, be it Joskov, like, I'm gonna try and build something of a lineup now. I don't know what it's gonna be, so don't dig me out for it being entirely wrong. But based off like things that we know, I'm gonna just talk about surprises in the system where we can see like. So I'm gonna bring it up on screen right now, but this is not a predicted 11. This is more just us chatting about the surprises that we could see. Like I think we could see more of a. It's gonna be more like this, isn't it? As a system, it'll be more like three at the back with Stones and Rodri and whatever. And I think we'll see a lot more of like. I think McAtee will get some game time out here. I think Foden will be here an awful lot more. This is not a team, by the way. I think we'll see Vardy if he comes. Kovacic will be down here if he plays alongside. If not replacing, alongside Rodri every now and then. It's going to be something like these are the ones that I'm looking forward to seeing. Kovacic, of course, could be a bit further forward. I think it'd be something like this as our team. Like, if he stays, by the way, how good would this be, by the way? If we can get if Gundo goes and Bernardo stays, imagine this. That'd be amazing, wouldn't it? I'd be a big fan of that. That would be something pretty special. But then it could be. But then we'd sort of see the odd change here and there where we'd see McAtee. I don't see Alvarez as a right wing. Everyone's saying that. I can't see it personally. I can't see it. But then we'd see occasionally, you know what, Oscar Bob get a game here because he can do it, or McAtee. These two can play either there or there. You know, these would get games every now and then. Obviously, Lewis would get game time here every now and then. I was looking forward to seeing how this team evolves and where players would play. I think they've got a lot of ways that we could see something different. Peroni could get some game time. Either way, basically, I think the stories will be different and I think they'll be interesting. But yeah, guys, Kovacic, a good little player. And I think he would be a very smart sign for Man City. I'm flagging big time. So I'm going to end it there. But I will be trying to go live every single time there's a bit of good Manchester City news. So keep your notifications on this channel. If you haven't already, let me know. Put the emoji, the bell emoji, in the comments if you've already done it. It's funny, Travis Starr said, you guys think the academy is going to play under Pep is delusional. Yeah, I mean, Phil Foden would never get a game. Yeah, I mean, Rico Lewis would never play any game time. Oh, Cole Palmer. How many games has Cole Palmer had under Guardiola? Let's have a look. Even if you don't rate Cole Palmer has had... He's had 41 appearances for Manchester City Football Club. Rico Lewis changed the season around. Phil Foden. Palmer might go, but he's had his chance. 41 appearances. 25 appearances last season for Cole Palmer. Absolutely, academy players get a chance. They just do. I'm not saying they're starting week in, week out, but academy players are getting involved. So that's just not true. But anyway, hit the notification bell on the channel. So I'll be going live every time there's some big news because I want to chat away to you guys. But for now, though, like this video, subscribe, let me know what you think about Kovacic. Catch you all in a very bit.